You got the same?
I got the wild boar.
Yeah. Yummy. That's so good.
What'd you get?
The truffle pasta. Yummy. Yeah, some wine.
Yumi.
There's something I was gonna tell you. I'm documenting all my pastas.
Yeah, look how they serve it. Thank you. Thank you. You can share the spinach.
You don't like spinach, you're going to be tearing up the chicken. Am I drinking your wine? This is me, right? It's What did you get?
Truffle.
Truffle's we never knew that truffle was such a big thing here.
We got a washer.
It's okay, you bought so many shirts.
I have like a little shout right wipe at home. Oh, even washer too. That's the sign of a good meal.
Yeah.
Do you remember Mom playing this song? I'm having like a mom flashback. She loved this song. I don't know why.
Oh, have you ever, people keep recommending me that, Mel Robbins book, The Letdown. Have you read that one?
I'm not listening to it.
Do you
The
like
Letdown?
it? I like it 50-50 on it.
50-50 on it? I understand the concept of it. It's almost like Buddhism.
Yeah.
Right? Like in a way, like... Do like liquor shots. People like going.
It's good.
Vorrei dare il pezzettino di spiaccati con la mortadella, grazie.
Piccola grande.
Grazie. Grazie lì, quello è normale.
E te Marzia appunto poi?
You get a little shot of booze in it. Get a thing of juice. I got champagne at the house.
Senti, alla prima partita sono 82, quindi di solito si fa 3 a 1. È una partita. È una bella partita.
Let's walk around. Look at all that. Cutlets already bread. You just take them home and fry them up. Freaking awesome. Cheese. Pasta guy.
Today, did they feed us?
Sure. I don't know if that's Sally.
I think one of them they do. I don't know if they do it both. The market when we were in Venice, they had all the fish. Artichoke.
Yeah.
All of it, you know? Bring home some pieces.
Yeah, I gotta get something. I can't go home empty-handed. I guess. Unless they grabbed it. Pulled it out. Cheese guy. Oh, here's the fish guy right here. I want to cook something. I know. I want to cook dinner. Yeah. I took an inventory. They have pretty much these little cockles. These little. I'll see what they want to do tonight.
Tonight actually might be a good night because
Yeah. Morning.
walk back down here before we
Yeah, I know.
whatever.
Could do a whole Brazos.
Because we're gonna be like traveling 2 hours back and everybody's gonna want to,
Yeah. Maybe we should get something now.
Vai a fare colazione sul dampao la strada.
Tripe. It's good shit.
Devi
Gotta know how to.
arrivare Paolo.
Gotta know how to cook it.
Presi le piglioline.
Should I get like 4 of those?
We're gonna come back. We're gonna get some of this.
Oh, we're coming back?
We're gonna
Oh,
walk
all right.
Yeah.
Some pie guy. They prepare everything in here too.
I heard about this. I was trying to, this is what I was actually trying to find this place last night.
Just a little restaurant.
Yeah, it's a little restaurant.
Panaraco. This is the cookie dude right here.
What is 14 again?
14 would be 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Right?
12. So 12 is the regular.
10:40.
13,
Yeah. There's like the little cafeteria one right here.
Yeah.
This cheese guy. Buongiorno. I want to cook. I want to cut one of them big ass steaks. One of those Florentine steaks. It's a beautiful pork chop. This is the steak right here. Yeah.
Cookware and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Wish they had a grill, but they don't. I don't see a grill anywhere. Some vegetables.
Like a salad with like the
Yeah.
mozzarella, the buffalo, burrata maybe, like a burrata salad. Let me see what time it is.
All right. T-bones, how do they sell it? Okay. Let me buy this. Let me talk to this guy. Let's see. Yeah.
Like for
Like two, get two like that big.
Buongiorno. Two?
Like that thick? Yeah, two.
3 fingers?
Yeah.
How much do you think that's gonna be?
I don't care. Yeah, 2 of those. Once I trim it out, this shit will be. Yeah, it'll be good. Big boy eats a lot.
That's true, I forget that.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll do that.
And then we'll get some veggies. Or
veggies.
should get like 1 veggie or enough to make like 1 salad because they had olive oil and they had some vinegar there at the house. Beautiful. The only thing I might need to get is like they only had like the heavy olive oil. I might need to get like a little thing of light olive oil to sear it with. And I got some bruschetta. I got some. That'd be good. Like here one time in my life. So. Bella.
Thank you.
Just like that. Oh, I don't need that. No, just like that. Yeah.
If they take credit card,
Huh?
they take credit card.
I'll get this. Yeah.
C'è qualcosa scivoloso? Secondo me no, almeno 3 kg.
How much? Euro? Good.
Questa teglia perché la teglia serve per fare i risotto, per fare l'analisi, per fare le cose. 70 pari.
No, let me get it. See if we can change. Yeah. You know what? I'll just do this. I got it. Grazie.
ringrazio e buona
Grazie.
giornata.
Thank you. Okay.
Allora ho detto, beh, non si mette qui.
Whatever you see strikes your fancy. Got nice aubergines.
No, there's little asparagus in this.
Yeah, asparagus look nice.
Asparagus?
Yeah.
Did you didn't get it like
Hmm? Yeah, everybody likes asparagus.
easy. Good morning.
Or they got broccolini. You like this?
Oh, I like broccolini, like with the garlic.
Yeah, with the fried garlic, and they had garlic at the house.
We'll do that. We'll do a broccolini.
Get 2 bunches because it like cooks down to like nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let me see how big a bunch is.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, 2 bunches of these right here. Look at these. These are beautiful chokes. Ah.
Perché stasera
That's all we need. We don't need a starch. We find
No,
enough
I
to
don't
start.
think
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
Plus you have that bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make crostinis out of that, and then
2 euro.
€2. Yeah, they give them at 5 right there.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. That, and then we'll grab. Yeah. Gorgeous. I would come here every day.
Right?
Yeah.
This is all the brand I did when we just would go to the markets and
Uh-huh.
the market. I mean, we'd go out for like one meal, but then everything else we would just eat at the market. You just get like some sheets wrapped around them. So pretty, so fresh. I'm like, look at the fruit.
I'm going to ask you to stay in front of me. And Andrew, correct?
Yes, sir.
Andrew, you understood very well. This is my office. So when visitors come over here in front of such a panoramic view, I don't know why, but suddenly I feel more important. This is why I'm now in the very best position to wish you officially a very cloudy welcome. My name is Donato, now you heard that, and this is the small winery of the Villa Il Pozzo. Pozzo means water well. The villa is the building that you can only somehow imagine upstairs. It's now a very successful wedding location. The villa, the building, dates back to 1590, and for a long period it has even been a monastery with nuns. But the interesting thing about the villa, and again you have to trust me and believe me, since we cannot see it from here, maybe if you came from up, maybe you noticed something along the road, but anyway, the villa has been built attached to a watch tower from the 11th century, almost 1,000 years old. A watchtower, Ali, because we are, as you see, on an extremely strategic position, just in between Firenze in the north, Siena in the south. By the way, in the south, on the horizon, you should notice the towers, even though it's very cloudy, but those towers, this is the San Gimignano, UNESCO heritage, so absolutely definitely worth to visit. And some may call it the small Manhattan of Middle Age, due to the long towers. By the way, Ali, San Gimignano stands on the side of Siena. This panoramic view, this is called Elsa Valley. Elsa is a river that ends up in the Arno. Arno is the larger river that flows through Florence, as you probably have noticed. And we belong on this side to Firenze. And Mark, needless to say, the two cities have always been rivals, competition, fights. And this is the reason why we have a watching tower here. It used to control the transfer of the pilgrims coming from the north, going to Roma in the south. Soldiers due to the fights, but also business people, Andrew. We are here just a few meters from the most important European business route of the Middle Age that used to connect Canterbury, England, through Belgium, France, Switzerland, up to Roma. Lisa, 2,000 kilometers of highway of business. And the reason why I mention this right now here is simply because Siena, 45 minutes in this direction, is also known for having the oldest bank. MPS, Monte dei Paschi di Siena, 1472. And they simply started by giving assistance to those rich travelers traveling with the silk, with fabric, with jewels. And it was, of course, even dangerous. Therefore, more and more business people used to leave a part of their capital in Siena, used to head to Roma. When they came back after 6 months, maybe more, they simply got back their stuff and they paid some kind of interest rates. The service that we may call custody service today, the term custody comes from old Italian custodire. That means to keep in good and safe conditions. These were the very first steps of the banking activity. But Mark, please pay attention. I didn't say the first bank in the world, but the oldest that is still active and existing. Makes sense? Do you see the difference? Do you follow my stupid English, Lisa?
Absolutely.
Is that fine?
Yeah.
Very good.
Your
These
English
were...
is better than mine.
Thank you, Lisa. These were just a few keywords to let you know more or less where we are.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, keep also in mind that just about 45 minutes far away from here, there is a small town called Vinci, and a certain Leonardo da Vinci was born here. Just to make sure, Andrew, that you realize in what kind of region you landed. Tuscany, among Italian regions, is definitely one of the most complete regions. We have Firenze with all the Renaissance, Siena with the banks and the Medici family, San Gimignano. But if you drive half an hour after San Gimignano, you find Volterra. Try to remember those names. Volterra is a beautiful town on the top of a hill where the landscapes that you may see from have, by the way, nothing to do with what we can see from here. I'm sorry, I have some cough. And this is going to be even more important, Ali, as far as the underground is concerned, as an impact on the wine and on the olive oil. We'll check that in a minute. If you drive another half an hour after Volterra, what do you find? Pisa with the Leaning Tower. And another 40 minutes, Luca, Lisa, and Ali, you should ask your boys here to bring you. Lucca is the most romantic city in Tuscany. Oh. One of my favorite ones. What about the Elba Isle, where Napoleon has been exiliated a few months? Ta-da! Last but not least, Lisa, the language. The Tuscan dialect is the only dialect that you may understand all over Italy. I am half Italian, and you may believe me, if I talk to someone from Venice, Sicily, Calabria, Napoli, I may not understand a single word.
Really?
So the language of Dante Alighieri, maybe it sounds familiar to some of you, the Divine Comedy. This is the Italian Shakespeare. It refers to Tuscany again. Now, Ellie, you're responsible for your presence here. You booked the experience. You see that I'm getting more and more excited. I could go ahead for hours to talk about Tuscany, but the experience you booked for your friends, at least I do my best, as you see. I try to stimulate. How do you say, to bring you some emotions on different levels, corresponding to the different senses. And the first sense is obviously the sight with this kind of view. This is our core business. We sell the view. You will understand later on more. I suggest now to continue this interesting conversation in front of a glass of a local wine. But before this, of course, as many pictures as you wish. Now, seeing the weather conditions, Ali, I'm referred to you because you seem to be the tour leader here. No, in this case, I'm kidding. But listen, I think the best place to taste the wines and the olive oil is definitely this under that shed. Due to the climate is fine. If it's too cold, I prepared plan B inside, which I'm going to show you, but I think it's much better to enjoy the view. So you will do pictures as many as you wish later on. I suggest right now, shall I take a picture of you now?
before I start
Of
drinking.
course, before, we'll do before and after wine.
Yes,
Correct?
sure.
Lisa, mamma mia.
Do you guys want
Can we have the background?
Yeah, the background is better.
Here, I'll get next to. Yeah, you
Beautiful. Together, Mark, Lisa, Andrew. Look at those landscapes. I tried to get as many. The sky is beautiful. Fantastic. We'll do more afterwards.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Very good. So now I suggest we check what we do here, how we do it into the cellar. And then I'll explain you later on what's going on here. Follow me. So that's my small baby. A vintage car. I borrowed it to bridal couples. We do weddings upstairs. It's nice to get into the villa. The gate opens and all the guests are waiting for the bridal couple. And it's typically Italian.
Beautiful.
So, you booked as a private experience here, but I do have agreements with different tour operators, as you may imagine, agencies from Florence, and twice a week I have even a bus with 45 up to 50 guests. People that don't know each other, they just buy a ticket and they jump on a bus in order to do winery tours so they can drink without having to drive. But imagine, while they get off the bus, I ask to each of them, where are you from? And sometimes I have 10, 12, 15 different countries. From Australia to Canada, USA, Scandinavia. It's amazing. And they all sit here. Usually I have one single long table here. I stand exactly here and I feel somehow, you see that I'm like an ambassador of this beautiful terroir. But agreements is like a contract. It means I cannot cancel the bus the day before just because of heavy rain or wind. I need a plan B. So just don't be surprised, my plan B is into the cellar. Follow me. You can leave the door open. Please. The key word of your experience here, Ali, I hope we agree on that, it's this word, Chianti. I hope, by the way, it's clear for all of you, Chianti is not the name of a grape. Chianti is a strip of land, it's a region inside of Tuscany, and of course we are in that area. And in that delimited area called Chianti, a red wine, Mark, only red wine is produced since the 17th century. And 100 years ago, Chianti became popular all over the world. When anything gets popular, the demand goes up. If the demand goes up, the offer has to follow. The problem with wine is that you cannot pretend more grapes from the existing vineyards. The only way to produce more wine is to plant new vineyards. But Lisa, if you plant new vineyards, the original area will be extended. And those extensions will bring slight changes. That could be the humidity in the air, the exposure, the height compared to the sea level, the kind of soil, and anything has an impact on the wine. Right? Said this, you also know, I don't know, I didn't ask you yet, where do you come from? USA, I guess? Which state?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, all of you? NC, beautiful. You know, I've been there a couple of times. I visited many areas of the USA. Now, in North Carolina, I don't remember the city exactly, but I drove through. Anyway, I remember you may find those large supermarkets called Costco, Walmart. So you are laughing, Andrew, but you know that you may find a bottle of Chianti in those supermarkets, groceries, for a few dollars. It became an ordinary wine. It became a commodity, like cola, like Pepsi, like Fanta. Obviously, we cannot survive here. Ali booked for you the experience, which I hope you will enjoy, because this is an example of winery boutique. It means it's an effort by a family to try to do both. You know that nowadays, due to the environment, due to the global market, it's extremely difficult to be a winemaker and a seller. Usually it's easier to be a winemaker or a seller. Doing both, it's too complicated. We try to do both, and how we do that, Mark, we use a small advantage. the view. With this kind of view, we try to bring as many guests as possible, like a magnet, because we skip all the middlemen. We don't sell to supermarkets. We cannot afford that. It's impossible. We're not competitive. The only way to survive is to offer the products to the visitors of the winery. That's it. Of course, this has to be together with a focus on quality. When you produce wine all over the world, you have the first question should always be right or left, quality or quantity. If you go on quality, 50% of the quality depends on the kind of grape. I show you here, so you exchange. This is an example. 50% depends on the kind of grape itself, but also determinant is how to prune it. Shortcut, easy explained now. Shortcut, less grapes, but full of energy, full of flavor, full of persistency, consistency. If you leave it growing, you will have much more grapes, but less intense. Of course, you cannot change your mind, your strategy every year, because the plant needs 3-4 years to adapt the way, the technique to prune the grapes. Make sense? The second 50% of the quality depends on what happens here. We call this place where the magic takes place, the famous fermentation process. Some people make it complicated. Please, fermentation process is simply a chemical reaction that will combine all the sugar of the fruit with the acid. They combine and they start to produce alcohol. And then the human being has to control that process with the temperature, with some yeast, to bring it in the direction, wished direction. Make sense? That's it. It's all over the world. But the rest is feeling. The rest is taking care of the wines. Now, I hope, do you still have a few minutes patience?
Yeah.
To produce wine and olive oil, Andrew, we need, of course, very good sun, some good rain at the right moment, but the determinant factor is always the soil. Let's check together how it looks like here. Just come over there. I have my sample of soil here. Check this. Please, can you... Lisa, we have this light gray color. We have 3 main components: chalk, clay, and limestone. Chalk and clay help the drainage. Remember, the roots need to suffer, have to be thirsty. The soil has not to be like a sponge. Water has to be drained. That's very important. Have to suffer because they have to develop character, complexity, and sugar.
Just like people.
Just like people, absolutely. Lisa, and then tell us, what do you see on the top of this bucket? What's this, in your opinion?
It looks like shells.
Fragments of shells, that's correct, because the sea was here. Many areas of Italy, including Tuscany, were covered by water thousands of years ago. But here, in this specific area, water was not like a river going down, washing away, taking away, no erosion. We are among hills. You notice by coming with the car, narrow winding roads. So among hills, this means there were lots of smaller lakes with a still water, with a very smooth movement on the ground. That had, Ali, as a main consequence that it's quite easy to find this. I found this by walking into the property. Hold on. Wow. Is it a shell now? Is it a fossil? Mark, how old is it? To be honest, I don't know. I don't know, but for sure, those shells will release, will bring to the soil a huge amount and a huge diversity of minerals. And minerals will bring body, corpo, struttura to the wines. It's so important. I love to mention this, Andrew, because as I said before, the Chianti area, due to the past success of the wines, has been extended throughout the years. So if you drive to Siena half an hour, the soil becomes suddenly volcanic. As if you were on another planet, even though you are still in the Chianti area. If you go in the more prestigious, maybe you are visiting other wineries later on, in the Chianti Classico, more expensive wines, more prestigious wines with the black rooster, the soil is made by 40% of rocks, stones, totally other minerals. In other terms, when you buy a bottle of Chianti, it depends actually where it comes from inside the Chianti area. You may have different soils and therefore different wines. Everybody shows something. I love to show my shells. That's all. Benissimo. Just a few. I would love now to spend a few words about the people that stand behind a watchtower that is 11th century. Don't worry, Andrew, the story is not going to be that long, not 1590, but everything began at the end of the 60s, Mark. The grandfather of this family, his name was Nello Gori, so not a rich or aristocratic family from Florence, he was simply a wine dealer. This means he used to buy wine in bulk, fill in bottles and sell it again, until one day he thought, business is business, we are in the Chianti. Instead of buying and selling, why not producing and selling? The problem, Ali, is from a dealer to a winemaker, the step is quite long. You need experience, knowledge, stuff, and land. But this man was a smart ass. He knew where to go. He had a vision. And as it happens to everybody, sometimes we feel like there is a train that comes over just below the nose. And sometimes we have to decide very quickly if it makes sense to jump on that train or better wait for the next one. The problem is that we never know when the next one will come over. Maybe in 20 years, maybe never. So we say here, those kind of decisions, they come from... This spot, Ali, became step by step. I'm really working hard with wedding planners because this is supposed to be the perfect spot for pre and post events before and after wedding. Imagine you move from USA, you need to do a rehearsal dinner, a welcome party, a pizza party, and all combined with the tasting and my small show here.
I love that.
That's it. Or a brunch the day after. You are all a bit tired and drunk, and then people come down from the villa, and it's nice to receive them here. That's it. That's my job since 5 years. So we start with the white wine, and then we go up with the red wines, Tuscany red wines. We start with a blend, a very fresh, younger blend of our 4 grapes: Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, and the famous Sangiovese that is going to be the main wine, the main grape for the Chianti production. And then we taste our superior Chianti. I'm talking about Chianti since half an hour now. We are going to check what I'm talking about. And please, Mark, Chianti has a quality certification ring on the bottle. On the neck of the bottle. This is why it's a recipe, basically. Chianti is a formula. All the winemakers have to follow very strict rules. We'll come back to this later on, but it means it reflects the terroir, the culture, the tradition of this specific area, right? And then we go up with a super Tuscan. I'll talk about that later on. A full body that has been aged in the wooden barrels. Is that fine? Please, I could go ahead really for hours. I'm alone here, but I'm how do you say, we cannot afford, I have a student working in the garden, but we cannot afford permanent staff. So the people who are doing the wine, who are working in the field, it's external companies, crews. We have then consultants, experts that will make the wine. The chemistry man is a professional. He works for other wineries and he comes over once a week. And I meet him once a week because I'm the CEO, I'm the director. You may call me as you prefer, but I have to coordinate everything. And it's a beautiful opportunity to learn by doing. Okay? So the enologist, for example, is going to check the level of those big barrels. The level has to be always full. In wintertime, when the temperature drops, it goes down. And this is air, potentially oxidation, vinegar. So we have to refill with some wine that we keep aside on purpose. Okay? Listen, I have many things to say, but just ask me questions and I will be more precise if you wish. Va bene? Is that fine? Follow me this way then. So I'm going to pour you the first Chardonnay. I suggest you grab the glass and you are going to sit wherever you wish. I suggest under that shed so you have the very best view on the panoramic area. Is that fine?
Yeah. Perfect.
And feel free to interrupt me anytime for questions. Okay. We start by Mark, maybe? Please, don't misunderstand me, Ali. I give you a small sip because I want you to taste all the wines. At the end, you are more than welcome to, let's say, revisit the wines. Please, va bene?
Yes.
So while you have you find your seat, I'm going to rinse my hands one more time, and I prepare a board with local snacks. Because wine, as Lisa said before, it's exactly like a human being. We need to find the right partner here. So I may talk hours about the wine, but the main question is I like it or not. The rest is BS, as you say. So wine needs to find the right partner. We'll give you small nibbles to combine and find your favorite combination.
Perfect.
Let's go. See you in a moment.
Well, guys got some passion.
You said there's also like of like just random.
I like the end of this week. There we go.
This looks like we love each other.
Some shadows on your face. You got
Beautiful weather.
stand your roof. Like, make your face in distance. And then get a little bit, yeah, get closer. There we go. Here's the shadows. Alright, now just like look at each other and laugh. Little.
I love it.
That's just favorite.
7 again, due to the 7 bad boys of this family. And I'll tell you later why I call them bad boys. This is a blend, Harvest 23, the 4 grapes I mentioned before. About 40% Sangiovese grape, the most important here, and then Merlot, Cab Sauvignon, and Shiraz aussi. Let's go for it. It's a fruity, it's a